Hi, I'm Mike from Scoutadelic, and how can you talk about sustainability and insects? Find out. Hi, I'm Mike from Scoutadelic, and this month is all about themes. So, theme camps, theme nights, whether that is Halloween or Pirate Night. But we're gonna do this month is all about some really cool activities and ideas. But I also need a really interesting co-host that might talk to me about bugs and insects and all that jazz. Oh. So let's find out who my co-host is going to be this month.
Hi, I'm Simon Braybrook. I'm a scout leader in Cardiff, and this is my 60-second scouter.
3, 2, 1.
What got you into scouting?
I started Scouts as a child, and then I got back into it as an adult for the same reason lots of adults become leaders, to get our children up the waiting list.
What's your favourite place that you've visited?
Climbing a volcano in the Democratic Republic of Congo with my wife.
What's a fun fact that you know?
Insects contain more protein, weight for weight, than fillet steak.
What's the best skill you've learnt in scouting?
I think the best skill I've learnt as a scout leader is the ability to fail at something and get better. And that's the thing. There's been lots of times where I've done an activity and it hasn't worked, and I've shown the kids it's all right to mess it up.
What's your favourite campfire song?
My favourite campfire song is one I learnt as a kid. It's called McTavish is Dead.
And finally, one way to describe scouting.
Yeah, I'd say the biggest thing in one word would be adventure.
Thanks again for answering all those questions. How are you today?
Yeah, pretty good.
Well, so this is my 104th episode, and you're here to teach me something very unique that first of all, I know it's baking because I'm clearly not in my normal surroundings. So I know I'm in the kitchen for a reason. But what are you going to teach me and everyone else?
So you asked me what some of the interesting things I like to do on camp are. And one of the things, my favorite camp that we run is a survival camp where we go out into the woods. We don't have tents. We build shelters. We cook food over a fire that we've built ourselves with no matches. And one of the things we always do on that camp is eat insects. And like you can imagine, the kids start off going, and after a little bit, once they've tried them, we leave them out for a snack that they can have in between meals, and they love it. Wow. So we're going to do something a little bit different.
Okay.
Something that you can do on camp, which is to bake cookies with insects in them.
Oh, okay. All right. So if people want to do this, what do they need?
The main ingredient that's a little bit different when you're making these is cricket flour. So cricket flour is high protein. As I said earlier, insects contain a lot of protein. They're low fat. They're really, really healthy for us. And we can add that into any baking recipe. We are making these with a pre-packed mix, but really this is a simple cookie recipe that includes all the normal things for cookies, wheat flour and sugar, but also includes cricket flour, and we're also going to add some extra insects, so it really makes it a proper insect cookie.
Lovely.
Absolutely. I'm going to be a little bit selective because I've separated out. So what you just showed there is these are great. This is a mixed bag of insects. You've got mealworms, crickets, and locusts there. Yep. I've separated them out so I can show you them on camera, and I'm going to make mine with crickets. But you can just put a mixture in if you want to. I'm also going to add some chocolate chips. Just to
I'm not. I'm going to be hardcore. I'm going to be like.
So we're going to start out by measuring some of this mix. As I say, we're going to use about half the bag, which will make about 8 cookies. Okay, and this is a mixture of wheat flour and sugar and cricket flour and some powdered egg, and a bit of milk powder as well. One thing that's important to know when you're cooking with insects is if people are allergic to shellfish,
Oh,
they're
right, yeah.
probably going to be allergic to insects as well.
I'm not going to lie, this isn't smelling that great, but I'm not sure whether it's just me being self-conscious that it's obviously. Oh, no, bad.
It is one of those things that we've just got this psychological thing. But the thing is, we've got to get rid of that, because I guarantee you have eaten insects. So we're going to add in 50 grams of butter. Okay?
Right, okay. Yeah.
It's easier to do this if the butter has been softened at room temperature. And as you can see, I've chopped it up just to make sure. Important, have you washed your hands?
I did before I started. I even showered.
So did I. Very important. And it's equally, if not more important, if you're cooking on camp, to make sure that you wash your hands. Okay. And then we're going to mix it together. And I find the best way to do that is just to rub it between your fingers. So the butter kind of mixes with the dry ingredients and forms breadcrumbs. And eventually, after mixing it for a little bit, it will begin to form a solid ball. Now, if it's too dry, we can add a little bit of water. Okay. And we just do it until it's like Play-Doh.
Smell is amazing. I'm so glad that the smell does not translate into YouTube, because I feel these people are missing out on what we're smelling.
I don't think it's an unpleasant smell. I would, if I'm describing what the smell is like, you know, when you go to the farm and you feed the animals with those little farm nut things.
Oh yes, yes.
Like
yes, actually, yes, you're right.
I don't think it's an unpleasant smell. Yeah, it's not probably what you quite expect.
Well, that's the thing. It's a different smell, especially when it's cookies that we're doing. I'm like, okay, I think I'm expecting with cookies, it's supposed to be like sweet and stuff.
Yeah.
But with this, I think it's definitely a different smell, but it's not too, it's not awful.
So, before I make it into a dough, I am going to add some extras. So I'm going to add some chocolate chips.
Okay.
And I'm going to add some whole crickets. On the camera, there is a whole cricket.
Oh, wow.
So we'll add some of those. As you can see, it's about the same size as the chocolate chips, so I think they'll work quite well.
So this is my dough. Is this
wonderful?
Does this
Yeah,
look
that's
right?
kind of like coarse sand.
Yes.
And then once it gets to that stage, we can begin to press it together. And as I say, if it's not quite sticking together, then that's probably the point to add just a little bit of water just to make it sticky. You know, that's what you want it to be like. Yeah, it's like Play-Doh, so that would be perfect. So what I'm doing, okay, is I've put it into a bag, and I'm gonna or cling film would work just as well.
Okay.
I don't have any clip film, and I'm just gonna make it into a sausage about 5 centimeters across, and then put that in the fridge just to solidify a little bit more for, you know, about 10 or 20 minutes would be
10 or
fine.
20 minutes, right? Okay.
Yeah.
Stop, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel to support us out. Scoutadelic's always been free for all, and we have to spend money to bring you fantastic resources every week. You can help Scoutadelic by joining our Patreon for less than a cup of coffee a month. As well as helping, you'll get exclusive access to really fun and weird things and what's going on in my head. Found out more with the link below. So, last month, you guys did some amazing things on social media, snapping all over the place on all your different camps. So these are the photos that you posted on social media last month. Here we go.
So we want to see what you get up to this month in August. So put your photos up on Facebook or Instagram or X. Tag them, hashtag Scoutadelic, and then we'll see them in September.
Wow.
So whilst we're thinking, shall we have a look at the sorts of insects that we get? So we have got mealworms, okay?
Oh, okay, yeah.
So here is a mealworm between my fingers. They, I would say, out of the insects we eat, they've probably got the most neutral flavour.
Mealworm.
So, and as I say, all of these, if you don't really, these are natural. So they've just been baked in the oven, you know, you get a natural flavour. If you don't like the taste, you can buy them flavoured. I've had barbecue flavoured mealworms. I've had salt and vinegar flavoured crickets. I've had spicy flavoured. And as I say, these are really, really high in protein, lots and lots of energy, very low in fat, and very, very good for you. So have a taste of a mealworm, see. So there, you know, I would say they've kind of got a slightly nutty flavour.
Yes.
A bit like almond flakes would be how I'd describe it.
I always think that it's got the texture of like a crisp, you know, like a puffed crisp.
So the crickets next, they've got a slightly stronger flavour. Okay. So I would say these have got a slightly beefy flavour. So again, you know, maybe the crumbs in your beef and onion crisps.
Okay. So we go try.
Yeah.
Okay.
I've
oh, did you? Sorry. Yeah, definitely got that beef.
Yeah, and then the locusts. These are the really big ones. You know that look there. So much larger. There is a locust. Much stronger flavour. I can see your mouth kind of. There's a hint of displeasure on your face with that one.
A bit.
It's got a stronger flavour, a bit more of an aftertaste. So a lot of people aren't so keen on those ones. But as I say, you know, there's lots of different things, and I've talked about how healthy these are. Okay, so we've got our dough. It's cooled a little bit, so it's a little bit more solid. It doesn't look very appetizing at the moment. So we're going to make that. So we've got it in a sausage, which will just allow us to cut it into 8 even sections. And then those sections, we're just going to roll into balls, and we'll put 8 balls on our baking tray. Now, it would be, again, you know, if you've got an electric oven, you want it to heat up, they take a bit longer, or put your gas oven on a kind of medium heat, so about 190 degrees or gas mark 5. Okay, I'll show you the camera mine whilst you're doing yours. So we've got some balls there, and we're going to want to just squash them down a little bit to make them kind of cookie shaped. Okay, you can squash them with your hand or with a fork.
So there we are. So I flatten them down a bit.
Wonderful, and then we can pop them in the oven.
Oh,
and we're going to bake them for about 12 minutes.
So it's part of our show where I verse my co-host in host v co-host. So last month I won, and I've now level pegged with my co-hosts. So to let me win is a really good thing right now. All right. So I'm just getting it out there. If you want to just let me win, I'm fine with that.
I'll bear that in mind. It's not a skill of mine letting people win, but
isn't it? Oh, okay, fair enough then. So the idea is it's Alpha Scout. So we have every single letter of the alphabet, and we have categories in here, and then we go backwards and forwards, saying a different thing on that category according to any letter in the alphabet that is available. Say, for example, you start with knots and you go bowline. That means that the letter B we can't use anymore. And I've then got to think of, I don't know, monkey's fist. So that would be M would be out. And then we go backwards and forwards until someone spends longer than 5 seconds, but the other person has to count. So if you don't count, I will take as long as I need. But with you, I will be on that 5 seconds almost immediately if I need to. Okay?
Okay, stop.
So I'm going to go right to the bottom for that one.
Okay.
And it's that one. Okay. But it is, weirdly enough, knots.
Okay.
So you get to go first.
Okay. Sheepshank.
I'm going to go with Burline because I said it earlier, so I might as well.
A reef knot.
If not, I'm going to go with Monkey's Fist because, again, I said that my.
Oh.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Oh no! That's that. My mind just went blank, and it's one of those things. I know loads of knots, but no.
Yeah, this is what people tell me. Oh, you should have known that. And it's like, yeah, but sometimes
under pressure.
sometimes you go down one route and then you can't. You have to back up to then figure out where you can go. Highwoman's Hitch would be my next one, by the way. I was gonna, yeah.
Yes.
So that is 1-0 to me, but
1-0 to you. Pressure is on.
We have, well, you did say that you're going to let me win, so I'm just saying.
I never said that, but I am genuinely trying my hardest, especially now.
Okay. Right, I am going with this one.
Okay.
And this one is, please be a good one for me. Okay. Things found in a scout hall. Oh, well, obviously, there's going to be a ball. You're going to have a ball.
Okay, fire extinguisher.
Ooh, okay, chalk.
Whistle.
You're definitely going to have a table.
Blackboard.
I've already had B.
Oh, darn it. Okay, well done. Sorry. Yeah, I concede defeat to you. I did not let you do that. I did try it as hard as I could, but you are a worthy winner.
Thank you. You mean so much. I'd like to thank the Academy and everyone. No. So there we have it. I am now in the lead for my co-hosts, which means that I have now got, what is it, September? So into August, September, October, November, December. I've got 4 more episodes left to go.
Okay.
And hopefully I'll stay on top. We'll find out next month.
Leader for September. Get him. Get him.
Oh, they smell gorgeous. They really
do smell good. My alarm's gone off, so it's been 12 minutes. So, shall we have a little look how they've turned out?
Yes, I am excited because they smell absolutely gorgeous. So
they do smell good.
I know what's in them, but they still smell gorgeous.
I think mine look pretty good. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just take the paper off the baking tray. Obviously, be very, very careful not to burn yourself on the tray.
So how long do you cool them for?
I mean, it depends on the temperature in that house. It depends. I mean, at the moment, they've been out for a couple of minutes, and they're holdable now.
Yeah.
So to be honest, although they're going to be hot, they're going to be like warm cookie dough. They're edible at that point. But yeah, if you leave them for an hour or so, then they will. Then they'll be kind of much more solid. Okay, so I've got one here. As you can see, it's still a bit warm, so I'd probably ordinarily let it cool a little bit longer. But it's nice crumbly cookie texture.
Oh, you've also got chocolate chips. I forgot. Smells really nice as well. I wasn't expecting the smell to be nice. There's obviously a bug, so I'm just gonna go in.
That's really good.
Yeah,
that's really good. So the cookie dough is what you'd expect.
It's a bit weird because it's sweet, but then you get this different texture and different taste, which is obviously the insect. Yeah, it's not bad. It's not bad.
When you're baking, you can put a bit of cricket flour in anything. My favourite is Welsh cakes. That's what we're going to be doing at All Wales Scout Camp next year.
Oh,
Not
nice.
next year, in 2 years' time, because it's every other year.
Okay.
So there is a bit of an aftertaste for the whole crickets. But as I say, if you're experimenting with this, if you just use cricket flour, you're not really going to taste anything different. You know, if you are using whole crickets, which if you're going to make it a fun activity for the kids, I think do it. It makes it a little bit more of an adventure. Yeah. I mean, I think all of us as adults with kids, we're used to disguising different things in food, chopping up vegetables really small, so that we eat them. And it's the same with that. You don't have to add so much that it's overpowering in flavor, but it makes it a little bit fun, I think, to have the whole insects in them. So yeah, I think that went pretty well.
That is a brilliant idea. It's really fun and really different from what you're used to. And like you say, you can do it in so many different ways. For example, like a survival camp, talking about insects, talking about sustainability. So all these different concepts. Brilliant. Well, thank you very much.
So that's the end of our show.
Don't forget to give us a like, share it around, and comment below. Are you going to try some critter cookie, critters with bugs and everything else in it? Also, by participating, you can get yourself either 1 show, a 6 show, or a 12 show badge. Very rare as well. And a big thanks to our patrons who support our channel, which is Anya, Jane, Sharon, Steve, Roger, Louise, Marcus, Percy, Joseph, Irvin, Mark, Martin, and Rob. You can be one too. Links are below.
And above all, be a little Scoutadelic.
Hey, bye.